My name is Becky and this is my convincing proof that Jesus is alive. When I was born, my eyes were crossed, and at 3 months old, I was diagnosed with ocular albinism, which is a rare genetic disorder that affects 1 in every 17,000 people. It is the lack of pigment in the eyes that causes severe vision problems and great sensitivity to light. Other symptoms are strabismus, when the eyes don't move in coordination with each other, and nystagmus, when the eyes move back and forth. The doctor told my parents that I would be legally blind, that I would be able to see a door, but not be able to see a doorknob. Basically, I wouldn't be able to see any detail at all. Obviously, my parents were devastated, and they went down to Philadelphia for a second opinion. I had my first eye surgery when I was 6 months old, and that was to uncross my eyes. The second surgery was when I was 1.5 years, and that was to prevent my eyes from rotating outward. People with nystagmus often have to move their head to certain points where the nystagmus is not as great to be able to focus better. So when I was little, I would move my head down and my eyes up to be able to see. So my last eye muscle surgery was when I was 4 years old, and that was to strengthen my muscles so I could look straight ahead. Growing up presented many challenges, especially in school. I remember in elementary school, because my eyes were so sensitive to the sunlight, I would always have to wear my sunglasses outside for recess, and also rush to go and get them before a fire drill, because I couldn't stand to be outside in any length of time without them. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but in elementary school, I lacked a lot of self-confidence. I didn't talk at all, and I was very, very shy. So going to get my sunglasses and wearing them made me stand out when you're trying to fit in. When I was in 4th grade, I remember my science teacher had her desk up front, and the student desks were back behind, far from the board. Ironically, she was writing the notes on the board about the parts of the eye, and she allowed the students from the back to come up front and to see the board. Well, I went up because I couldn't see, and she stopped me and she said, "You can't see? You're already in the front row." When I was in 8th grade, I had a math teacher who arranged her desk in alphabetical order, and I was initially seated in the back of the room. She did move my seat to the front of that row, but I still couldn't see the board to the far left. It was just such a great slant that I couldn't see it. So she grumbled that it would mess up her alphabetical order, and she moved me to the center of the room, but she moved me to a row all by myself. One of my greatest challenges was in middle school and sewing class. I struggled every day to thread the needle, and also to see the details to be able to have success with a lot of the projects. It caused me a lot of great anxiety. I was upset every day, and just being the perfectionist that I am, I came home crying each and every night. Growing up, I went to my eye specialist every 6 months, and my eyes would change sometimes significantly within that period of time. My mom would describe it as a roller coaster. As I got older, driving was always a huge question mark because I didn't know if I could be able to pass the test. No one would be able to determine that. But thankfully, I did pass and I don't have any restrictions. However, you won't catch me driving on the highways and merging into traffic or driving in the snow. Today, I go to my eye specialist yearly. It's the same eye specialist that I have been going to since I've been a baby, and the one that has performed my 3 eye surgeries. People with ocular albinism usually have an average corrective vision of 20/60, but my eyes have not changed significantly as I've gotten older, and currently my vision is 20/50 in my right eye and 20/40 in my left eye. I know Jesus is alive by the miracles he has performed on my eyes. I am so grateful for this healing. I remain faithful through the challenges, and Jesus used them to mold me into the person that I am today. He helped me develop empathy for others, especially those with disabilities. I consider myself blessed to be a 2nd grade teacher. I absolutely love teaching, and I'm so thankful that I can encourage kiddos every day. I have the learning support students in my classroom, and I enjoy making the necessary accommodations so that they can be successful and that they can build their self-confidence as well. My number 1 rule in my classroom is to spread kindness, and we work together as a team to build a loving, caring, and supportive classroom where each child is celebrated for their differences and they feel loved and special. My grandma always told me, God made you special. When I was younger, I thought that meant that God made me different from everyone else. But as I grew older, I realized that I had such a unique story to share of how Jesus has worked in my life. He has created many miracles for me, of being able to see the world around me, and also he has given me a heart of compassion to see the needs in others as well.